here waiting to meet the next Prime Minister of Canada. Of Canada, Susanna Zohar. Oh, you came to meet me. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's show how Waterloo Region and Perth Wellington greets the next Prime Minister of Canada, Michael Ignatieff.
I was on the bus coming here and they said there might be a few people here, you know, get ready for a few people. Folks, it's like that old song that I heard in the 1960s, something is happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear, but it looks like victory to me. It feels I'm so proud to be here with Karen Redner and Andrew Telegdi, colleagues and friends. As you know, Karen was the disciplinarian in the Liberal caucus. She governed our caucus with a wise but disciplined hand. She was our whip. And I want to pay tribute to her leadership. I've learned a lot about leadership from Karen. Wise, firm, no nonsense, very clear women's leadership. Great leadership. Good for you. It's Friday night, Friday afternoon. We've been on the road most of the week, Susanna and me. We've had such a lot of fun. So many funny things have happened. Last night, a great thing happened to me in London. We had, you know, they thought there'd be 300 people, and there were 800 people, the usual story. I mean, every time we go anywhere, it's a bigger crowd than we possibly expected, and we're so delighted by that. And as I was coming out of the event in London, I was shaking hands, and there was a little kid who was 12 years old, and he was standing on a chair. And as I went by, he said, "Mr. Ignatieff, could I tell you a joke?" And I said, "Sure, son, tell me a joke." He said, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" I said, "I don't know, son. Why did the chicken cross the road?" He said, "To avoid a debate." You got a good sense of humor, kid. That was great. Look, and Mr. Harper has not had a good week. Mr. Harper goes around the country, and he looks so angry. He's got an anger management issue, I think. He gets up every day. He gets up every day and he uses all his ingenuity to find another way to make Canadians afraid of something. Last summer he tried to make us afraid of the census taker. You know, everybody was thinking, scratching their hair, why am I supposed to be afraid of the census taker? Now he's saying, you got to be very, very afraid. If I don't get a majority, the economy's going straight to hell. Right? And then he says, and then that doesn't work so well, so then he comes back the next day, he says, if you don't give me a majority, there's going to be terrible political instability in our country. More lies. So he's trying to make you afraid of democracy. Right? And then third day, he was in Halifax in front of all those shipping containers. You see that? He had to press about 5 miles back so they wouldn't ask him any questions. And then he gets up and says in front of the shipping containers, if you don't give me a majority, Canada will never do another trade deal with another country, and you'll all lose your jobs. Did I hear the word garbage? Yes, the word is garbage for that. Because the point here, folks, is there's nothing to be afraid of. This is a great, proud country with nothing to be afraid of. Un peu de français, n'est-ce pas? Nous sommes un pays bilingue, ça va? Ça va avec vous? Used a word, and you know what it means. I used that wonderful French word called espoir. And everybody in this room knows what that means. It means hope. So we've got a contest in this election between the politics of fear and the politics of hope. And we are the party of hope in this election. Use the word hope. You better mean it, and you better tell Canadians what it means, and you better tell them whether it's affordable. So that's our challenge in the next 30 days, to present a message of hope to all Canadians. Not just Liberals, but to Conservatives who wonder where the Progressive and Conservative went, to all those Green voters who want action on the environment, to all those NDPers who want early learning and childcare. We've got to present a practical message of hope. And here's what a practical message of hope sounds like. It's the learning passport for every kid who wants to go to college. It's early learning and childcare for every Canadian family that wants it and needs it. It is retirement security and dignity for all our pensioners and all our old age citizens. And that means strengthening the Canada Pension Plan. And it means that when your mom and dad get sick and you got to look after them at home, you can take time out for work and get some help with the expenses of providing home care. These are the things that will strengthen the Canadian family. Give them assurance. Give them something that this party has always done. I joined this party when I was 17 years old. We stood for this then, and we stand for it now. We put the ground under the feet of the Canadian family. Always have, always will. That's what we're here to do. That means making sure that we always have a universally accessible Medicare service for every Canadian who needs it, free at the point of service, always, always, always. And it's not a lot of rhetoric. It's practical. It's concrete. It helps Canadian families. And here's what Mr. Harper says about that message of hope. He says we can't afford it. He says we can't afford it. Now, we can afford $6 billion of tax breaks for the largest corporations. We can afford to spend $30 billion on an unsourced contract for fighter jets. And we can afford to spend $13 billion on prisons. But no, we actually can't afford to educate our children properly. Everybody in this room understands what this is all about. Look at this young man. Can you step up here, young man? Don't worry, I'm not going to make a spectacle of you. But this is what it's all about. Right here. This is what it's all about. We are in politics for one simple reason. To make sure that this young man has a wonderful life. That this young man realizes all that potential that's locked up in that noggin of his. That this young man becomes a contributing and active citizen who creates the future for his children and grandchildren. That's what we do this for. That's why I'm in politics. That's why I'd like to be the Prime Minister of this country if people did me the honor of electing me. That's why you're on this committee. So folks, next 30 days, hope versus fear. Optimism and confidence versus envy, resentment, and division. We got to be on the bright side. There's a spring in our step. Spring is coming. The ice is melting. The ice is melting, folks. The Harper regime's coming to its end. Crocuses are going to come up, the daffodils are going to sprout in your garden. There's going to be a new government for Canada. How about that? But folks, we've had a wonderful week. We've had an inspiring week. Everybody in this room has to know what this crowd means to me. I do it one rally, one meeting at a time. I never know what's going to happen when I get off this bus. You have given me such a lift. Thank you so much for that. gouvernance d'un grand, earn the confidence and trust of your fellow citizens. Handshake by handshake, doorbell by doorbell, call by call, sign by sign, honest answer by honest answer. This is not just an election that occurs as a part of a democratic process. This election is about democracy. And we have to win this right. We have to win this right by earning the confidence of citizens, one citizen by a time. The old-fashioned way, the good way. We have to be the party where people look at the Liberal Party, they say, these people are traditional. They respect traditional values. Little things like respect for Parliament. Little things like respect for our institutions. Little things like respect for each other. Little things like a deep, enduring commitment to a simple value which is in this room. There is no one in this room that's better than anybody else. We're all equal. Each citizen of this country is equal. That's where the respect comes from. It's built on that bedrock of equality. So let's remember the Canada we're fighting for. Equal in rights. Equal in responsibilities. Equal in opportunity. Equal in hope. That's the Canada I'm fighting for. That's the Canada you believe in your bones. That's the Canada we have to get back on the 2nd of May. Thank you.
No, people should